Something strange is happening in Hollywood. One by one, some of the most beautiful actresses in the world are starting to look unrecognizable. The question everyone's asking is, why are actresses destroying their faces? Let's start with Jennifer Lawrence. She used to be praised for her girl next door look, fresh, expressive, real, but lately fans can't stop talking about her new face. Her nose looks sharper, her cheeks fuller, her skin too smooth to be natural. I mean, some say it's just makeup or lighting, but others are convinced she's had work done. And every time she steps out of a red carpet, well, her looks trend more than her movies. That's the dark side of fame today. People care more about how you look than what you do. Then there's Jenna Ortega, one of the youngest names in Hollywood, already facing impossible beauty standards. Fans have zoomed in on her cheeks and jawline, claiming she's had buccal fat removed or subtle fillers. I mean, she's barely in her 20s and already under the same scrutiny the actress's twice her age face. Honestly, it's like she took her role in Wednesday a little too serious. I mean, she's kind of morphed into her for real now, like in real life. I mean, I don't like it, but it's a perfect example of how social media has made it almost impossible to just exist without, being dissected. But also, you're so young, like why age yourself 20 years and 2 months? Come on now. Emma Stone is another one who has faced whispers about looking too perfect and botching her face. Now, her skin appears nearly airbrushed in public appearances, sparking rumors of Botox or fillers. Whether true or not, it shows how quick we are to assume that no woman can age or just change naturally. Erin Moriarty, known for her role in The Boys, has also been viciously targeted online after her face appeared slimmer and more sculpted. She's denied any surgery and opened up about the toll of bullying and body shaming comments. Now, fans are saying she completely ruined and botched her face and wishes she would have just, left it alone. Her story shows, though, that sometimes it's not the procedures destroying faces, it's the internet's obsession with perfection that's doing the real damage here. Then we have Bella Hadid, one of the most famous examples of, fixing a face until it's almost gone. I mean, she's openly admitted to having a nose job at 14, something she now regrets, of course. She said she wishes she'd kept her original nose because it connected to her roots. Now, her confession hit a nerve. I mean, it's a reminder that chasing perfection often starts far too young, and once you start changing your face, it's really hard to stop. I mean, she still looks good, but like stop now, Madonna is another cautionary tale. She was once considered one of the most beautiful and confident women alive, but her recent appearances shocked fans. I mean, swollen cheeks, tight skin, and a face that barely moves. She's kind of defended her right to look however she wants, and she's right, but it's hard not to see how Hollywood's obsession with youth pushed her there. And finally, the queen of botched faces. You had to see this one coming. Versace, Versace, Versace. Yes, Donatella. Over the years, Donatella's face has transformed into one that is very difficult to recognize, and hardly anyone knows what she once looked like. I mean, she has gone from looking like an angel to Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw to now again somehow an angel. I mean, honestly, it's a lot. But I hope she just doesn't do anything else going forward. With all of these stars, the damage is visible not just in the mirror, but in the culture itself. I mean, the line between beauty and distortion has blurred, and until Hollywood starts valuing authenticity over youth, we'll keep watching more famous faces disappear beneath the pressure. Taylor Swift is unrecognizable and has ruined her face. Life of a showgirl? Girl, you better slow down. 35-year-old Taylor Swift showed up looking almost unrecognizable after her latest appearance. Yes, you heard me right. What happened to the face we all knew? It all went down on the Graham Norton show, where Taylor made her first interview in years to promote her new album, The Life of a Showgirl. It was supposed to be a night of glamour, music talk, and maybe wedding teasers. Instead, the internet exploded, not over her voice or her lyrics, but over her look. Now, fans and critics alike were doing double takes. Was it the makeup, the lighting, or did Taylor Swift really cross into the territory of heavy enhancements? Some observers claimed her once soft facial contours now look swollen, overly plumped, and lacking the delicate structure she used to have. Her eyelids, they're more open, sharper. Her cheeks, well, they're more filled out, they're a little fuller. And her expression, well, somewhere between frozen and unfamiliar. The overall effect, an almost alien version of the Taylor we used to know. But here's where it gets interesting. A few plastic surgery experts chimed in to remind us cheek filler, Botox, and lighting tricks can all dramatically shift someone's appearance. One surgeon pointed out that what looks like surgical intervention might just be contouring, angled lighting, or clever makeup. Meanwhile, a rep for Taylor reportedly denied she's had any cosmetic surgery. But, people aren't convinced. So did Taylor ruin her face? I mean, did she just lean a little too hard into aesthetics, or was everyone too quick to judge based on one flashy, over-edited TV moment? I mean, photos from the show circulated super fast, and on Reddit, the roasting was instant. People said she's fully into pillow face territory, it's scary, scary. All those drastic changes aged her 10 years. Another person said she looks like every other botched celebrity in Hollywood now. Ouch. I mean, that is kind of harsh, but comments like these feed the wildfire of speculation. Some called out the irony. Taylor's always preached stay true to yourself, yet now her face looks like someone else's blueprint. Meanwhile, the show itself wasn't drama-free. Rumor has it that during filming, actress Jodie Turner-Smith asked Swift if she planned on having babies. Now, the question was later cut from the broadcast, and host Graham Norton reportedly shut it down on the spot, calling it an off-camera conversation. Taylor, for her part, brushed off the baby talk with a quip about no under 18 guests and promised you'll know when the wedding invites drop. So what do we take away from all this? First, celebrities are under a microscope, and one angle or one filter can make or break how the world sees you. Second, we live in an era where enhanced features are so normalized, it's hard to tell where makeup ends and surgery begins. And third, beauty standards are a trap, especially when you're already defined as iconic. So Taylor can deny or deflect all she wants, but one thing's certain, her face that night had people talking, and whether she ruined it or just allowed it to evolve is up to interpretation. Either way, it's a stark reminder that in 2025, even your own face can become a viral conspiracy. So stay tuned, because the next Taylor era might not just be about music, it might be about identity. These before and after photos show just how much Ozempic has ruined these celebrity familiar or not so familiar faces. Okay, so everyone's getting skinny fast and no one's asking questions, but the internet is screaming about what's happening to these celebs' faces, and yeah, Ozempic might be to blame. So today we're talking about how Ozempic, that so-called miracle weight loss medication, might be straight up ruining some of your favorite celebrity faces. And yes, we've seen the leaked before and afters. Let's get into it. So here's the deal. Ozempic, along with Wegovy and Mounjaro, they're all part of this new wave of injectable weight loss meds, and they work fast, like suspiciously fast. But now here's the catch. People are calling it Ozempic face. Basically, when you drop weight really quickly, especially in your face, it can leave you looking hollow, gaunt, or just like a totally different person. We're talking sunken cheeks, sagging jawlines, and those deep lines that make you look 15 years older literally overnight. And no, it's not just a social media myth. Doctors are confirming it's real. It's rapid fat loss in the face, and once that volume is gone, like honey, it doesn't just bounce back, it's gone forever. That's why so many celebs suddenly look like their faces are melting or like being pulled inward by a black hole. It's really wild. So let's talk names. Sharon Osbourne, she straight up admitted that Ozempic left her looking gaunt. Jessica Simpson, she got hit with accusations of Ozempic lips, where her filler kind of stands out way more because the fat around it is gone. Now John Goodman, fans say he looks like a completely different human, which is true. And don't even get me started on the Kardashians, because at this point their faces are basically a group project between Ozempic, Photoshop, and highlighter. And here's where it gets kind of dark. Some people are landing in the hospital over this. Model Lottie Moss, yeah, Kate Moss's sister, was actually hospitalized after ODing on weight loss injections. A literal seizure. This is not diet tea from 2014, it's serious. And here's the irony. After taking Ozempic and losing all that facial volume, people are now going back to surgeons asking for face BBLs to get fat put back in. Yeah, they're getting fat grafts to fill in the Ozempic hollow. So one doctor said demand for those kinds of surgeries has gone up more than like 250%. So we've really gone like full circle here. Celebs wanted to be skinny. Now that their faces collapse, and now that they're, spending thousands to rebuild what that medication erased, honestly, Hollywood's on its like villain origin story arc. Doctors are now saying, if you're gonna take these meds, you need to be smart about it. Go slow. Hydrate, eat protein, get facials, do yoga, manifest, whatever it basically takes to not look like a haunted Victorian portrait. And the craziest part, most of these celebs still won't admit they're actually on it. We're just supposed to believe they, cut sugar out and started hiking or whatever they tell us. Meanwhile, they've got Ozempic jaw and Ozempic eye sockets. So now I'm asking you, would you risk your face for fast weight loss? Do you think this is just the cost of looking skinny in 2025? Or are we watching the beauty standard eat itself in real time? Anything for Selena's. Even Ozempic Ozempic though? Fans think so. Let's dig in. Selena Gomez has been through it all in the public eye, from being a Disney sweetheart to one of the most followed women on Instagram. Every move she makes gets dissected, but lately fans can't stop talking about one thing: her face. Photos and videos of Selena at recent events have sparked a wildfire of speculation that something just isn't right. People are asking her if changing appearance is the result of health issues, cosmetic work, or something even darker, like the side effects of Ozempic. Now, Selena has always been upfront about her health struggles. She battled lupus, gone through a kidney transplant, and faced the brutal side effects of medications that most of us can't even imagine living with every day. Because of this, her body naturally fluctuates, and she has spoken about it multiple times. But recently, the internet has zoomed in on her face, pointing out swelling, puffiness, and changes that look drastically different from just a few years ago. So where does Ozempic come in? Well, for those who don't know, Ozempic is a diabetes medication that exploded in Hollywood as a so-called miracle weight loss substance. Countless celebrities have been accused of secretly using it to shed pounds fast. The catch? Well, it comes with brutal side effects. Doctors have warned that Ozempic can cause a condition nicknamed Ozempic face, where rapid weight loss leaves the face looking hollow, saggy, or prematurely aged. Fans online are now pointing at Selena and asking the hard question: is this what we're seeing happening to her? Selena has never admitted to using Ozempic. She's actually been very vocal about, body positivity and telling people to leave her weight alone, and reminding fans that her lupus medication causes changes that is just out of her control. But when she showed up at the 2024 Emmy Awards, fans noticed her face looked dramatically different, puffier in some areas, thinner in others. The speculation machine immediately linked it to Ozempic because the look was so similar to what's been labeled Ozempic face in other celebrities. Another thing fueling the rumor mill is timing. Selena took a step back from the spotlight a few years ago, then came back looking noticeably slimmer. In Hollywood, that kind of transformation instantly sets off alarm bells because Ozempic has practically become the industry's dirty little secret. And when her face started making headlines, the blame instantly shifted to this controversial medication. But here's the darker side of the conversation. Selena's health history already puts her at risk for facial swelling and body changes. Lupus itself can cause inflammation, steroids can cause moon face, and a kidney transplant means she's on rejection medication for life. All those things can change someone's appearance drastically, and they don't need Ozempic to explain it. That's why some of Selena's fans are furious at the speculation. They argue that blaming Ozempic is not only invasive, but it ignores the very struggles she shared openly with the world. But the whispers won't stop, and the reason is simple. Selena is part of a bigger conversation about what Ozempic is doing to Hollywood. Every red carpet now feels like a guessing game of who lost weight naturally, who got surgery, and might be injecting themselves with this miracle jab. Selena's face is now front row and center in that debate, whether she wants to be or not.
First up, we have Eva Mendes. Fans accuse the actress of looking unrecognizable when she visited the Today Show on March 26th. She was talking about her latest business venture, but people couldn't help but notice that her face looked very different from only a few years ago. All the comments under that video were about her new appearance, with people writing things like "too much Botox" and "stop with the filler." But thankfully, there were also a lot of people who came to her defense. One comment said, "There is nothing wrong with her face, people. It's called aging, and she is doing so gracefully." So that could be the simple explanation. After all, Eva Mendes has not admitted to going under the knife. The only thing she talked about was getting a monothread procedure in 2020. In a now deleted Instagram post, she shared a picture of herself with several needles injected under her jaw. The star got mixed reactions from her fans for that one, which is probably why she took the post down. But clearly, people are still drawing attention to her looks and claiming that she's had way too much filler on the lower half of her face. Speaking of filler, fans have also been accusing Emily Blunt of going too far, saying that she has now completely botched her face. Of course, they are being way too harsh considering that Emily has been in the spotlight for more than 20 years now, and it's only natural that she's looking a little different. After taking some time off in 2022, the actress hit the red carpet for the premiere of Oppenheimer the following year. And of course, fans were quick to notice that she had a whole new face shape. Although she still looked beautiful, her face was noticeably fuller fuller and rounder instead of long and narrow. Her lips were also looking plumper than ever if you compare them to 2018. While Emily has yet to respond to these accusations, she has commented publicly on plastic surgery in the past. During a 2019 interview, she hinted that she did not like the idea of surgery because she loves imperfection. She said, "In Hollywood, people are suffocated by plastic surgery, but striving for an impassive perfection isn't something I ever found beautiful or have tried to achieve myself," which is a great way to look at it. Another celeb that might share a similar view now is Courtney Cox, who you might recognize from Friends. She has been quite vocal about regretting getting cosmetic work done. Courtney Cox shared in a 2016 appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls that she regretted getting filler done. She shared part of her reasoning as to why she got cosmetic work in the first place, saying, "Getting older is not the easiest." The Friends star went on to say that she had learned her lesson and was simply grateful the work she'd had done were things that could dissolve and go away. She even acknowledged that the overly filled look wasn't her best look. She still felt this way years later. In 2022, she did an interview with the Sunday Times in which similar sentiments were echoed, and the actress said she would never do the cosmetic work now. Some might argue that Kylie Jenner getting her famous pout was amazing for her, and others stand firmly on the side that it was a big mistake. Kylie's lip injections were, and still are, a hot topic, especially considering Kylie's most well-known makeup product from her brand were her lip kits. The marketing of said lip kits suggested to buyers that using them would give you the look Kylie had. Of course, that wasn't true for everybody. The lip injections were a good thing for the star because they were her trademark feature for a long time. Her lip kits, they would sell out within hours of a drop. However, some would argue the injections hurt the star more than they helped. Kylie's lips became the focus of plenty of internet bullying. Then, the false promise of getting Kylie lips with the lip kits had some people claiming the reality TV star was causing her younger audience to feel insecure. Turns out, even Kylie might agree. In a 2016 interview with Allure, Kylie shared that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point. She did continue sharing the reason why she felt the need to get the cosmetic procedure in the first place, saying, "I got excited and felt like I needed to do a lot. And then her family was like, Kylie, you need to chill. And then I had to go back and have it fixed, and it was a crazy process. Thank God I didn't end up on Botched." While Kylie regrets going overboard, she does not regret getting the filler. Though years later, Kylie has shared a new regret about getting work done, and it's regarding her kids. She shared that she hopes her daughter, Stormy, doesn't feel the need to get work done in the future just because her mom did. Kenny Rogers has had quite a few cosmetic procedures done, but accidentally changed his whole image in the process. The country music artist shocked fans all over the world when he revealed a major transformation in the early 2000s. Of the procedures, the ones around his eyes caused the most chatter. Rogers was known for his sweet, gentle appearance, but many say his new look no longer reflects that. Post-procedure, many described Rogers as looking constantly surprised. Fans were confused as to why the star felt the need to get plastic surgery done in the first place, a question Kenny answered in his 2013 memoir, Luck or Something Like It. Rogers shared that he was just trying to keep up with the younger stars in the country music scene and that he wanted a revamp. 2006 was actually the first time he addressed the procedures, commenting on his eye job, saying it was too tight around the eyelids and that it drives him crazy. An interview in 2012 with CBS This Morning had the country crooner revealing that he regrets his decision. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had time off and I regret that, but the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it." Thankfully, he had some friends around to help him find humor in the situation. Dolly Parton apparently used to tease him about it. Khloe Kardashian may have had amazing results with her nose job, but she was less than pleased with the outcomes of the fillers she got in her face. She also implied that she still feels a bit haunted by them. Khloe got fillers in her face in 2015, but didn't admit to getting them until a year later in 2016. This came as a shock to fans since the reality TV star was always so against getting any work done. Speaking on her cosmetic work, Khloe said, "It did not work for me. I looked crazy and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it dissolved like 3 times. According to health websites, it usually takes 1 to 2 visits to dissolve most fillers, so Khloe must have either gotten a lot or really had been feeling the phantom effects. There might be a reason the fillers did not work super well for her though. Khloe had gotten them just before a major traumatic event in her life, and her doctor later shared with her that her heightened emotions at the time might have impacted the fillers. Khloe shared how she felt about everything now that it's over, saying, "It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like, I swear things are still in my face. It's unfortunate she'd had such a horrible experience." Beloved actress Jamie Lee Curtis shared her heartbreaking end to her plastic surgery journey. The actress has shared her thoughts regarding cosmetic procedures many times over the years, once going so far as to say, "I've had a little lipo, I've had a little Botox, and you know what? None of it works. None of it. It's such a fraud, and I'm the one perpetrating it." Those comments came in 2002, but even 2 decades later, Curtis still sticks by her statements, echoing them in other interviews, and even sharing the heartbreaking detail that not only did the procedure not work for her, they made her reliant on a pain reliever for many years. She is doing better now though, and has been good for over 20 years. Sharon Osbourne is no stranger to cosmetic work, but one procedure had her comparing herself to various mythical monsters. In 2021, Sharon Osbourne went in for a 5-hour full facelift. For 5 hours, you would expect to come out with exactly what you wanted. Unfortunately, Osbourne received her worst nightmare. In her words, she came out looking like a cyclops because one eye was different to the other. She also compared herself to a mummy since her face was covered in bandages after the extensive procedure. Sharon claims that when she showed her husband Ozzy Osbourne her new look, he said, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." It's now years later and Sharon is looking just fine. She did end up going somewhere else to get herself fixed up. The downside with that one though was that she had to wait until her face was fully healed before going back in. Osbourne is known for being very supportive of getting cosmetic work, receiving many surgeries before the facelift. However, the 2021 incident has left its mark. In an April 2023 interview, the star shared the disaster put her off the surgeries and that it now frightens her. She said, "I really pushed it with the last facelift and now I am like, no more." Jennifer Grey's nose job pretty much cost her her career. Grey had just starred in Dirty Dancing, that massive hit movie, you may have heard of it. The film was her big break, only after it came out it was rare you saw Grey on the big screen or small screen. It might have something to do with the nose job Grey received in 1989, 2 years after the film was released. When Grey got the nose job, her face looked very different. It's hard to know what your defining feature is until it's gone. Speaking on the nose job and its impact on her career, Grey said, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. I'll always be the once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job. It's unfortunate that such a promising star felt the need to adjust her appearance and then lose out on opportunities for it." Though Grey wasn't working necessarily as much as she'd hoped, that doesn't mean she wasn't working. She had a few guest appearances on TV shows and even a few TV movies. She also made the excellent decision to go on Dancing with the Stars in 2010 and of course won the competition that year. Maybe the most famous celebrity cosmetic surgery situation was that of Heidi Montag. Montag was an actress on the show The Hills, but she is also known for undergoing 10 surgeries in one day. It happened in 2010 when she was just 23 years old. 2 years after the surgeries, Montag did an interview with Access Hollywood Live where she revealed that she was definitely in way over her head when it came to the cosmetic work. The actress said she initially only wanted a few enhancements and then it got kind of out of hand. Some of the procedures Montag received on her face were a brow lift, Botox, and chin reduction. To make matters worse, Montag feels she wasn't properly prepared or had it explained to her well enough just how much pain she would be in after the procedures. She said, "I wasn't told really the repercussions and what would happen emotionally and physically and the pain I would be in. I was kind of in shock." A good indicator for how bad the experience went for her is that she hasn't received any additional work since then. Almost a decade after it happened, Heidi shared her 32-year-old perspective on the situation with Cosmopolitan, saying, "I was way too young to make such a life-changing decision and was under so much pressure because it was the beginning of comment sections and negativity and hate on the internet." The surgeries, meant to fix these issues, only made them worse, but it looks like the actress has moved on as best she can and is focusing on her current health.
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore is one person who isn't shy at all about the plastic surgeries that she's had. The transgender model, performer, and now author, who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself, altered a lot of her body over the years, and she's even claimed to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. She's taken her body to the limit and back again. There came a moment where she really overdid one of her procedures and got seriously botched. The drastic procedure that led her to getting botched was getting silicone lip injections, because she said that since she had gotten them done about 20 times and went a little overboard, she had to get them reduced because they just got way too big. A lot of people think that she's botched more than just her lips because of how drastic and plastic her looks are, but they're so out there that I think it's almost normal because that's just who she is, and if she's happy with it, then there's nothing left to say. At number 9, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed case of botched plastic surgery, but it sure is causing a lot of commotion because people think it might be. A lot of people have been throwing around a lot of speculation and concern regarding Zac Efron and his appearance. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty swollen, and a lot of people think that is the result of a plastic surgery gone wrong. In the video, the lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and a lot of people are super concerned that Zac might have taken his looks too far. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they think that it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. If that's the case, then we don't know if this puffy look is here to stay or not. It's all just a very sudden change that a lot of people weren't expecting, and a lot of people are just looking for answers. Now before I carry on with the list, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in enjoying some cool gameplay content, and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Priscilla Caputo. Priscilla Caputo rose to fame for being botched, so I feel like she's perfect for this list. Back in the day, Priscilla was an aspiring model, but her modeling career was very short-lived because she took her looks too far and got botched, stopping her career dead in its tracks. She was left an internet laughingstock, gaining fame because she had gone too far with her appearance, and now she's an advocate against getting plastic surgery. Priscilla explained that her boyfriend, who was a plastic surgeon, kept giving her lip fillers, and soon she became addicted and couldn't stop. Her lips became too big, and because of her appearance, her modeling career tanked. After her photos were circulated online, she became an internet laughingstock, and she couldn't go back and fix her lips because she had injected so much into them that she permanently stretched them out, and the damage was just too much to repair. In a way, her modeling career turned her into an example of what not to do when getting injections. At number 7, Donatella Versace. Even though she's the head of the Versace company, Donatella Versace's appearance has her looking a little worse for wear, as she's become an example of what happens when getting plastic surgery makes you look worse rather than better. Because of the amount of procedures Donatella has received over the years, many people have said that she's been botched. She's been criticized a lot for her heavy plastic surgery and Botox use, with some people even making comparison diagrams of her look from back in '97 when she took over the Versace company after the death of her brother to now in 2021. Some say that because of all the work she's had done in an attempt to make her look younger, these procedures have made her appearance worse because the Botox and fillers she received over the years has damaged her skin. Some plastic surgeons have commented on Donatella's appearance, saying that as a result of all the fillers, nips, and tucks, her skin's elasticity has broken, leading her to looking older. Because of this, she'd want to continue getting Botox, and so the cycle continues. The more work she has done, the worse her skin gets, and as a result, it leads her to looking more and more botched. At number 6, Carrot Top. American comedian Carrot Top is pretty well known for his signature looks. With his bright orange hair and crazy expressions, no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years, there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, and some say that he's been botched. Though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his gym habits, there are others out there who believe that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans. It's believed that the comedian has received an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as the reason that his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think that his face has been left looking a little too stiff and fake, leading fans to label him as botched. But what do you guys think? Is he botched or not? At number 5, Jennifer Grey. Imagine watching your career tank after getting plastic surgery. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was one of the worst mistakes of her career. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south. She wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things just went a little too well. After getting surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it changed, she became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about the procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much just botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her, but instead it made things worse. At number 4, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox, best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends, became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she gets fillers here and there, and after one too many pokes, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle. The fillers got so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all of the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. The takeaway from this is to only trust your own opinions and judgments and to not listen to other people's opinions on how you should look. At number 3, Jocelyn Wildenstein. When you look up the most drastic celebrity appearances, a photo of Jocelyn Wildenstein will no doubt show up in your search. Her looks are a prime example of someone taking plastic surgery way too far. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever to the point where she's mostly plastic and mostly botched. Jocelyn apparently started changing her appearance to make her husband happy, and she even modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and said that because she thought the big cat's eyes were so perfect, she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years, she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's left looking nothing like she did before all the surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new and unnatural. Even though her appearance is quite drastic, Jocelyn has said that she's not done altering her looks, but honestly, I don't know if it can get any more botched. But if it works for her, then I guess that's what matters. At number 2, Farrah Abraham. Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham has been under the knife a number of times, but it just takes that one horrible moment to make you rethink all of your plastic surgery choices. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, but let me tell you the story of how she got into that mess. In 2015, the reality star opened up about how she had a negative experience when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that when she got the procedure done, she knew very quickly that something was wrong when the anesthesia just wasn't working for her. She didn't do much about that, but after the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse. Turns out Farrah had an intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy pictures. Luckily, she was able to get things sorted out and her lip went back to normal, but she did say that this was a really scary experience. And finally, at number 1, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the mostly ripply bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." End quote. Things got even worse for her after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder to deal with. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career as well.
Coming at number 10, we have Lea Michele. Back in December, Lea Michele started to go trending on Twitter after the internet started to troll her for her new chiseled facial appearance. When the funny girl actress posted a selfie comparing herself to Lucia, the beautiful working girl on The White Lotus, the internet was then quick to notice her resemblance to another trending character, which is a girl who has undergone buccal fat removal. The cosmetic procedure involved surgically removing fat between the cheekbones and the jawbones via incisions inside the mouth to highlight one's facial bone structure. While people have been doing the surgery for decades, it's currently all the rage with young celebrities and people on TikTok. It takes a normal looking girl and makes them look almost skeletal, which is pretty damaging to a younger person's image. While the surgery isn't everybody's cup of tea, I still don't understand why Hollywood girlies aren't trying to get rid of it and why they keep opting to do it, and it kinda made Lea Michele look more scary than her Rachel Berry days on Glee. Number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian has been pretty open about her physical transformation, and unlike her other sisters, she claimed that she has undergone plastic surgery more than once in her life. While the reality TV star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to undergo the knife. In a reunion episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe revealed that she opted for a few cosmetic alterations by saying, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she had a third face transplant, but I've had one nose job." Aside from her nose job, the Good American founder has also revealed she has done injections, but not really Botox because she responded horribly Botox. Khloe, like Kylie, has also gotten so much filler done at one point. She even went back 3 times to get it dissolved, but it still feels like the effects are still there. But for a while, the star did look a little scary with all that filler. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, we have Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley was a legendary beauty, but when she underwent plastic surgery in the past, it left her with some unfortunate side effects. It would force her to come out and claim that she unknowingly had industrial low-grade silicone injected into her face by a doctor who wasn't even licensed to practice medicine in the United States. Priscilla was one of many victims who fell into the hands of Dr. Daniel Serranoez. In 2008, a rep of the actress would share that an investigation which uncovered his misconduct ultimately led to his imprisonment. Miss Presley dealt with this matter years ago, and eventually everything is now well. Serrano, who was not licensed to practice medicine, would find himself being deported back to Argentina after serving 18 months in federal prison, after some of his injections caused lumps, paralysis, and holes in his client's face. But the work he did to Priscilla definitely had her wishing that she never underwent the surgery, and she never even tried to have it repaired as she was kinda scared it would do more harm than good. Number 7, Janice Dickinson. It's clear that Hollywood's obsession with plastic surgery is starting to get really scary, and if you look what happened to Janice Dickinson after she made an attempt to keep her youthful appearance, people would even start to confuse her with Caitlyn Jenner. After she had a botched procedure done, even according to celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yoon, Janice had every plastic surgery procedure there is. And that's not really hard to believe, as once the stunning model now looks like she is pure plastic. And I've seen her undergo some treatments on reality TV. Dr. Yoon would then jokingly add, "I believe she's undergone pretty much every facial plastic surgery there is, including a facelift, eye lift, lip injections, Botox, fat injections, a brow lift, and she's probably single-handedly paid for her plastic surgeon's house." Despite Janice going under the knife numerous times, Yoon said while Janice doesn't look a whole lot like herself, she's holding up pretty well and she's had quite a bit of help. In 2014, Janice would even admit when she was 32 or in the Jurassic
classic era. That's when she had her first procedure done, and it included work to her chest, a tummy tuck, facelift, and Botox. At number 6 we have Linda Evangelista. The OG supermodel hasn't been seen in public for a while now, and in September 23rd, 2021, she would explain why. Linda revealed that she underwent cool sculpting, which she claims left her looking unrecognizable as it allegedly caused her fat cells in her face to multiply, and she would say, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured by a procedure which did the opposite of what it promised." She then went on to talk about the procedure's rare but serious side effects, and she said, "Not only did it destroy my livelihood, but it sent me into a cycle of depression, profound sadness, and lowest depths of self-loathing. In the process, I have become reclusive, and I'm so tired of living this way. I would like to walk out my door with my head held high despite not looking like myself any longer." However, if you look at photos from Linda from 2005 to now, before her procedure disfigured her famous face, the girl was stunning. And if you were looking to get plastic surgery done in the future, let this be a warning and just a reminder that you're beautiful just the way you look. Number 5, Mickey Rourke. Since the beginning of his career, Mickey Rourke has captured the news headlines every now and then, and one of the most talked about things about him is his face. Today, everyone knows Mickey to be an actor of repute who has starred in many successful movies over the years, but it is essential to understand that acting was not Mickey's first love, as he's a man who was in love with boxing, and he eventually became a professional boxer. And he did pretty well because he was unbeaten in all his fights, as he won and drew others. However, he endured a lot of injuries to his face, and some of these injuries were so severe that they threatened to ruin his good looks, so he opted to have cosmetic surgery to fix his face. However, the doctors he met to help him fix his face just ended up ruining it. His face today is now very different from what his fans had known it to be, and anytime he steps into the public, paparazzi just swarms his face. While the star has undergone different cosmetic surgeries to correct his face, it just keeps changing and it keeps renewing the public's interest. Number 4, Joan Rivers. Comedian Joan Rivers was famous for constantly changing her face. When the reality TV star passed away at the age of 81, her daughter Melissa would write a memoir, The Book of Joan, tales of mirth, mischief, and manipulation, as a tribute to her mother. In it, Melissa would reveal that Joan had a staggering 348 cosmetic operations over her life, and she was never happy with the way she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Joan Rivers' tragic passing was caused after she had complications following her surgery, after the comedian never recovered from a loss of oxygen to her brain during surgery. Her daughter would then be able to sue the clinic for malpractice. It would be noted that Joan went into the hospital after she scheduled an EGD. However, reports then showed another procedure, a nasolaryngoscopy, which was performed twice by an ENT doctor not privileged to perform that procedure at Yorkville, and Rivers was never informed or consented to that procedure. Number 3, Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace's designs for Versace may have sparked thousands of copycats, but there is no danger of a woman following suit when it comes to Donatella Versace's new look. 30 years ago, the fashion guru had naturally full lips and smooth skin, but today her face is striking for all the wrong reasons, as she has now turned herself into a real-life human waxwork doll after she overdid Botox and added too much filler to her cheeks and lips. Not to mention, the businesswoman has also had a facelift, and eyes and brow lift. And if you look at her face, you can tell that her eyelids are like a little droopy because she had some bad Botox, and that's why they look droopy. It's also been said that she looks like she may have had some filler added to her earlobes, as they looked very stretched. Dr. David Rappaport has also provided a timeline of Donatella's alleged procedures, where he would point out that it seems clear that the designer has had a facelift, as she has a scar that you can see on her temple areas, and she has a fine linear scar from it. He would also note that her hairline has been lifted too high, and it shouldn't end that high above her ears, but this could also indicate that she's gone under the knife for more than one procedure. Number 2, Carrot Top. Comedian king of props Scott Carrot Top Thompson has had to deal with a lot of plastic surgery rumors and before and after surgery photos, but despite the hundreds of sources saying he underwent the knife to change his looks, the comedian says he hasn't had work done on him, but it's clearly just a lie. So Carrot Top is one of these most successful comedians from the late 90s and 2000s. Aside from comedy, one of the most talked about topics whenever Carrot Top is brought up is about his looks, and people start to debate whether the star has had plastic surgery done or not. Although various sources have tried exploring his transformation to put an answer to the question, the comedian still continues to deny all the rumors that revolve around him undergoing the knife to change his looks. And to this day, the comedian still has to deal with plastic surgery rumors as the media has been swamped with before and after photos of the star. Many have even compared his transformation to plastic surgery disasters, and some professionals have even commented on it, such as Dr. Anthony Yoon, who pointed out that the comedian has definitely had laser treatments or chemical peels, and he even commented on Carrot Top's appearance by saying he looks more like a muscle-bound cartoon character. Number 1. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is undoubtedly one of the brightest, most influential women in hip-hop, yet her legacy remains controversial for one reason or the other. It seems like the star is constantly being thrown in front of the media since the beginning of her career for her ever-changing face. In 2005, Kim would even go on a radio show to explain that she had broken her nose after getting into an altercation with her ex-boyfriend, and she had to get surgery done to fix her nose, and then she would go back to her boyfriend, get hurt again, and it would reel her into a tangle of insecurities and self-loathing. Kim was so tired of lying about her injuries and burying her bruises in makeup that she thought it would be better to get professional work done and wipe those physical markings away once and for all. And then after, she would get more surgeries done by her own choice as she was facing insecurities after her boyfriends kept cheating on her with European women with long hair.